Situated between Puget Sound and Lake Washington in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle is known for breaking down walls. Whether it's coffee, music, or technology, this city goes big, and tonight will be no different. Stadium Championship Series Red roars into Lumen Field to wreak havoc on the road to World Finals. Will the Professor retain his lead and stand tall in the Emerald City, or will one of the two former world champions hot on his heels and Max D's reign at the top? This is Stadium Championship Series Red. This is round 19. Welcome to Seattle, Washington for round 19 of the 2022 Monsterjam season. Tonight, over 34,000 strong will be on hand at Lumen Field to see the superstars of Stadium Championship Series Red. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Jordan, joined as always by Cole Stevens. And Stadium Championship Series Red has had a month off from the Point Series. The last event took place all the way back at the end of February in Detroit. Now, in that time, some of these superstars have done a few arena events. But Colt, as a driver, what does that layoff do for your body, both physically and mentally?
Yeah, we're talking about going to arenas. So the drivers that did that did get a great opportunity to kind of lay back a little bit. It's not such big air, so hard on the body, so that was great for them. Other drivers like Todd LeDuc, he had the entire month off, so that was great for him to kind of reflect. Also gave his crew chief the opportunity to get into that truck top to bottom, so no reason to not go out there here in Seattle and throw down in Blue Thunder.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup here for Stadium Championship Series Red. Besides the big three, does anybody else step up here tonight in Seattle and make a run for this event championship?
You know, I got to tell you, Scott, there's somebody here that has won the previous event, and that's Saigon Shaker. I'm really got an eye on him. He's got this brand new chassis. He ran a bad, fast time in practice. Saigon Shaker is who I have my eye on.
And Ryan Disharoon won racing here in 2019, fastest qualifier yesterday. We'll see if that success translates over to tonight. Let's take a look right now at the event breakdown for round 19. Our drivers will compete in 3 competitions. We'll start with racing, then head to the Great Clip Skills Challenge and finish with freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish. 12 go to the winner, and it goes down from there. And the driver with the most points at the end of the night is crowned the overall event champion. Let's take a look at the semifinal bracket. It'll be Todd LeDuc in Blue Thunder against Tom Meents in Max D, and Ryan Disharoon in Saigon Shaker against Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. All right, our first matchup here in the semis, 1 and 2 in the series points. Todd LeDuc in Blue Thunder, Tom Meents in Max D. Todd's got to win this one to get some points back, and Todd 12 and 7 in his career code against Tom Meents.
This is a huge race right here. They need the points. These two are battling for the points lead right now, and this is going to be huge as far as points go for racing. Tom off the line hard.
Yeah, Todd LeDuc, no troubles on that side of the track so far. Tom Meents hits the turn first.
Oh, Tom's off to the side of that ramp, but that might be an advantage.
I think that's an advantage here. He's going tight now.
Oh!
And Tom Meents has got the win. So the series points leader getting it done when he had to. Here's the super glue to the action replay.
What a sneaky move. Tom comes around this corner. He's wide open, crazy, but he kind of offset the truck to the side a little bit so he can pop and drop off of this race lane, staying nice and low and tight to the ground. Awesome job.
Our next matchup, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. He picks a red lane. Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker in the gray lane. Talk about this lane choice.
Yeah, this is big right here. You know, we've seen some light issues coming out of that far side. Hopefully it doesn't affect Saigon. But one thing about this, we're talking about Saigon's brand new chassis. He actually is good friends with Adam, and Adam has helped him design a lot of parts on that chassis. So very interesting to see how this turns out.
Into the turn, Ryan Disharoon, Adam Anderson, what a lane!
God dang, going for broke there, buddy.
He doesn't stop it, but it gives Saigon Shaker the lead. Final turn, here comes Adam Anderson, and Anderson gets the win. Gravedigger advances, take a look at the super glue to the action replay.
I mean, he drove the wheels off that Gravedigger truck, absolutely slings it around that corner wide open, never lift style, all the way across the finish line first.
All right, the finals are set. It's Tom Meents, Max D versus Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Then as Tom Meents and Adam Anderson pull to the line, let's go downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Guys, it's interesting to watch Tom Meents line up on this starting line because there are some huge divots on the starting line from when the light drops and those tires break loose. He's actually lining up towards the inside of the track to avoid those, so he's got good, fresh dirt for his takeoff.
Thank you, Leslie. Adam Anderson, 19 and 13 in his career against Tom Meents. Trying to get 1 point back in the series point standings. We are off and running.
Look at Adam absolutely sling that truck around that corner. Bad fast. Tom off to the side, just like he did before.
Final turn, Gravedigger Max D coming hard, and it is Gravedigger getting the win. Adam Anderson. Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
Man, Adam absolutely takes his Gravedigger truck wide open around this race lane over here. Comes across the finish line first. Great job.
So Adam Anderson with the fastest time of the night in the finals picks up his 5th racing win, and he's on the track with Leslie Mears.
Adam, I really thought you were going to break 18 there. Bad fast. It looks like you got a special sweet tune-up in the truck, too.
You know what? The truck's feeling great. You know, sometimes in the past, we lost a motor. Well, that's behind us. We got a fresh one. And you can build 2 motors right next to each other, all the exact same parts, and you get that one that's the unicorn. Guess what? We got the unicorn, baby.
Picking up the win and those extra points he needs.
Thank you, Leslie. Picking up another point in the series point standings as we take a look at the current BKT overall point standings here for round 19. Adam Anderson picking up 12, Tom Meents with 11, Todd Ledoux 10, Ryan Disharoon with 9, and Bryce Kenny with 8. Up next in Seattle was a great clip skills challenge. In this competition, drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or choose to do a donut. They were judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. With 12 points on the line, let's take a look back at our top 3 drivers. Coming in 3rd place, Adam Anderson, a Gravedigger with a bicycle sidewall save on the pod. In 2nd place, it was Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior with a nose wheelie moonwalk combo on the step-up ramp. And check out our winning run from Tom Meents in Max D. It's the Momentum Moonwalk.
There he goes. He got it. Fans are loving it. Momentum Moonwalk.
After his 6th win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, Leslie Mears caught up with Max D's Tom Meents.
You know, Tom, I just am still in awe of that Momentum Moonwalk. Where did that come from, my man?
It's just something we had to do, you know. Most importantly, trying to come up with a new skill. Something will drive these fans crazy. So awesome to be back here in the Northwest, Seattle. We love coming here. We haven't been here in 10 years. We want to make sure they know that we're back.
Not only does it drive the fans crazy, it drives the drivers crazy while on their trucks and he's coming at them.
Thank you, Leslie. So Tom Meents getting 12 points with a win. Now let's take a look at our BKT overall point standings after 2 competitions. Tom Meents with 23 sits at the top. Adam Anderson with 22. Bryce Kenny with 19. Todd Ledoux with 17. And Jamie Gardner with 15 points. Pike's Place Market is a world-renowned landmark here in Seattle, and earlier this weekend, Adam Anderson and Cynthia Gauthier got to participate in the Celebrity Fish Catch. Now, Colt, you've done that before. We'll talk about that experience.
Yeah, I had a great time. I actually got to go with Bryce Kenny, who we were just talking about, but I kind of think I upset him a little bit. I caught the fish, and I slapped him with it. We had a good time, though. That place is a lot of fun. Seattle's always a lot of fun.
Let's go back to the action on the track with Freestyle. Up first here in Freestyle, Ryan Disharoon in Saigon Shaker. He wastes no time coming over the jammer with a slap wheelie.
Right into it. You got to think about something, Scott. He has no time as far as big air on this truck whatsoever. So this is the first time Flying Ryan has been able to air this truck out. Looks like it's landing really good, though. You got to be a little bit nervous as a driver not knowing how a truck's going to land. Huge lip on that one right there. I can see somebody nailing that later.
So they built a brand new truck from the ground up in a very limited amount of time as he's going to go over.
Man.
And he's got a chance to save it, and he won't get it. Let's look at the clock. He does get 30 seconds.
Dang
Tough
it.
break in that brand new truck. Next up in Freestyle, Gravediggers Adam Anderson.
Yes, sir. Test some shocks right away.
Right off the bat, backside of the FMX jump.
Uh-oh, we
step
had
up.
something fall out of the truck there. Looks like an air filter. That's okay. Let it go.
Comes
Yeah,
right
there's
across.
a big air.
Nice brake check.
You know what that feels like, Scott? That feels like falling from heaven onto a pillow, if I could describe it.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. You ever
Right
wonder
here.
what jumping in a Monster Jam truck feels like? Falling from heaven in a pillow is the brake check jump. So, Cole Stevens, 101. Huge jump right onto the pole.
Oh,
He's going to miss it.
aggressive.
And he's going to try to save it. He's got
gonna
it.
get it.
He's got the
gonna get it. He's
save.
locked up, though. He's got a bit foiling bar, Scott. Are they going to shut him off? They are. Gosh, dang it.
That save was incredible.
He is not happy. Look at him beating the steering wheel in there.
Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
You can see how the front axle was shifting. Tech officials will not let you run if that is the case because that makes the drive line get a bad angle on it. And when the drive line, which is the drive shaft that's spinning extremely fast, gets into a bad bind, it could actually shoot parts out of the truck.
But next up, El Toro Loco's Mark List as we go back down to Leslie.
Guys, Mark comes in this weekend with more confidence than ever for two reasons. One, he's got his old truck back. You know, he had so many mechanical issues earlier in the season. He feels really confident in this truck, and he got the bugs worked out in the arena events. Also, he's got 73 friends and family members here from Costa Rica and Alaska to cheer him on.
Thank you, Leslie. Mark List going to line up on the gray race lane, comes off, gets some nice air slap wheelie to kick it off.
Oh, that was cool. A little bit of downside to wheelie.
Over here on the red side, the step up now. Another big vertical sky wheelie brake check. Comes down hard on the nose, front of the truck flying off the body parts.
You got to be careful in that situation there. You got the truck to rotate just enough not to land on the rear too hard and bend the foiling bar. It was really close though, Scott.
You know, we've seen some shining moments from Mark List this season. He has struggled with truck issues, not his fault. What do you think Mark List would be capable of in Orlando if they get this truck right for him?
Mark List is kind of honestly, he's loco in El Toro Loco. You don't really know what he's going to do. He kind of is a point and shoot kind of guy, so sometimes that leads to some epic moves. Having trouble seeing right now. You got that hood in his face.
Got to try to shake it off, and he's going to get some nice air again over the red race lane. Comes off a little wobbly. Centers the truck.
We have Lexan floorboards in these trucks, so they do allow you to see a little bit more through the floorboard. Right here, perfect execution of a backflip. Absolutely epic now.
Mark List lands the first backflip of the night. And the fans going nuts in front of all of his friends and family here. What a great run from Mark List. 9.538 is the score. New leader, El Toro Loco. Next up in freestyle, John Gordon in bad company. Great slap wheelie all the way across the track. Well, you and I were talking earlier about John as an independent driver and the cost of keeping this truck together, what it costs us to get out here. He explained a little bit about what has gone into John just this weekend, plus when you add up the damage to the truck.
Oh yeah, whenever you go independent like these guys are here, you got to think about cost. It's not just what you do to the truck, it's getting to the event. We haul these trucks inside of a big semi-trailer, and as everybody's been talking about, I'm sure you've seen on the internet how much fuel cost is right now to get from Georgia to Seattle. I mean, that's 2,400 miles or so. That's a lot of fuel hauling these trucks.
And that front right wheel still not cooperating here with bad company.
Yeah, so unfortunately what happens a lot of times, you can change that axle, but that third member and the front differential will also get damaged internally. And that's what he has probably going on right now. If it's an outer axle, sometimes you'll get lucky. But whenever you break an axle, it usually takes a, oh my gosh, Scott!
He just skied bad
He's
company.
got major issues now. It's bent shocks, four-link bars, lots and lots of damage.
Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
Huge air right there. Absolutely destroying the four-link bar in the rear whenever it landed. Whenever that happened, it shifted a whole axle to the side. Man, that's a lot of damage in the rear there.
Up next, Cole Bernard, Black Pearl. Comes all the way around from the stall to the gray race lane, hits a nice jump, so that is a premeditated maneuver by Cole Bernard. Swings inside.
Loving the momentum, Scott. Lots of speed.
Swings right inside that gap, climbs up on the pod, and now keeps it going here. Had to break up a little bit.
Listen to that. He's got that loud pedal to the floor.
Backside of the race lane, nice air, great bounce. All four BKTs running hard so far on this dirt. Magical Seattle dirt, a little faster.
That was a little trip up. I was expecting to really hammer that center jump, but he backs out instead, kind of just crawls over it. Here we go. Now he's going to clear it.
Yes, great pod clear. Gets a slap wheelie on the backside of the combo move. Goes far
All right,
deep in
come
the
on.
corner. Over the jammer now, just going to fall short of the pod.
Nice.
Climbs over it, nose down.
I just wonder why nobody's attempting to jump to the center pod yet. I mean, nobody has tried to do a transfer from one pod to the other.
Second time off the FMX ramp. Bad Company just sitting out there in the middle of the track. What is that going to do to anybody that tries to slide from one side of the track to the other?
They're definitely going to have to notice that he is out there. Luckily, there's not very many options that are that wide, so he's in an okay location, but there's just no way you can swing it wide. Going for a backflip.
Backflip for Colvin Ard. Skies it. He gets it.
Excellent.
I thought he had an
Hit
opportunity for a
neutral.
walk the plank, but he ended up landing it just too short there.
There we go. Come on. Get some, Cole.
Here's your transfer. Crowd going nuts right now for the Black
There he
Pearl.
goes. Go, go, go. Uh-oh. Gonna trip up, get a little Western here. Gathers it back up. Going along for the ride.
Couple seconds remain. Time for another jump. He's going to send it.
Yes, sir.
Huge
Hasn't lifted
air.
one time.
Biggest
Absolutely
air.
love it.
Biggest air of the night for Colvin Ard. So he gives you 2 jumps onto the pod. Take a look at the super glue to the action replay.
Goes in for a backflip. Perfect execution. Rotation is spot on. Almost lands a little hard in the rear.
9.585. We have a new leader, Colvin Ard, Black Pearl. Next up, 12-time World Finals champion, Tom Mentz, Max D.
Oh, coming out with a bang.
Red Race Lane goes crazy on the landing, gets the back end of that truck up, and continues going.
And blows all the rear lights out of that truck. That's how hard it landed. Going for a step up.
Brake check. It's amazing how many of today's superstars Tom Mentz has had a hand in training, yet he is out here just whipping up on everybody still after this many years in his career.
I'm sure he doesn't share all his secrets, buddy. I'm sure he keeps a little bit for himself, and it definitely shows. I mean, I've seen Tom do some stuff in a Monster Jam truck that I didn't even think was possible. Right here, going for a momentum moonwalk. Runs out of room, though.
And the thing I love is his interview with Leslie after he won the Great Clip Seals Challenge. Is he said he knew he had to evolve and come up with something different. So he's still changing his game here.
Oh, yeah, look, he's just trying to throw these skills moves in on his freestyle. Using some time. I wish I could see a little bit more momentum, but here he goes. He's getting started now, Scott.
Oh, man, he hit the brakes at just the right time. He could have gone right over that jammer.
That was a little sketchy, almost hiked up on him.
Turns in now, in for the backflip. No, he's going to deep
No,
fake us
psyched you out.
Psych me out.
All right, come on, Tom. Let's go. Big air.
Big time.
Jumping to the pod.
Yep.
Man, the rear of that truck is landing hard. You can see that rebound. One of the reasons he has such a hard rebound in the rear is because he has a front engine truck. So all the weight's in the front of that truck. So it allows that rear to rebound a little bit harder than the front does.
Now he's going to go for the backflip ramp. Here comes Max D. Lines it up perfect in between the chalk lines. Big time air.
Nice.
And a big time
Perfect
landing.
execution.
He is not done yet. Here comes Max D.
Huge. He's going to clear it. He's going to clear
He
it.
did clear it. Just caught the
Downside.
backside of that lip.
Cowabunga.
Huge air for Tom Mentz, putting on a clinic right now.
And he's going to park it, man. It don't get better than that. Go throw down a freestyle like that run was right there, and he's going to park it right back in the pit stall. Wow.
Incredible run by the professor. Take us to the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Jumps all the way to the center pod. Catches the rear end. You can see truck starts getting sideways, but he doesn't overreact. He lets the truck react. Awesome job.
9.526, not enough to take the lead. Next up, 2-time World Finals champion Todd the Duke in Blue Thunder. Leslie, what can you tell us about Todd?
Guys, I looked at the order and I saw that he was last out here for freestyle, and I asked him, I said, how do you feel about this, man? And he got the biggest grin on his face, and he said, man, I am stoked. I'm excited to go last. He goes, I'm just going to let her eat. I got the hood off, so I got better visibility because it was going to come off anyway, and I am ready.
Thank you, Leslie. Slap wheelie on the backside of the race lane.
Oh! Hits the jammer right there with the rear tire. Could have got him.
Tom with 2 freestyle wins on the season, one back in round 15 in Detroit, which was the last point series event for this series.
I haven't seen much air out of Todd yet.
Here we go, step up.
And there it is. Decent. Gets it downside there.
Was that an early brake check?
That was an early brake check. He brushed, what you call brushing speed off. He carried a lot of momentum to it, rode the brakes up the face, and brushed the speed off of that truck. That way he doesn't get that huge sky wheelie. There's a nice one. Can he gather it up, though?
Yeah, he did.
Great
Wow.
job.
Nice lane all the way through the jammer, get some good air. Backside of the race lane.
Man, that's an aggressive hit right there. Very jarring on a driver.
Two-time World Finals champion, went back-to-back in 2014 and 2015. Has come so close in recent years at World Finals. Just hasn't been able to come up with a big one. And he's lining up for the backflip. Here goes Blue Thunder. There's some big air. LeDuc leap over Lumen Field. Comes off again, right onto the pod, goes right back over the jammer, some crossing it up, makes the save, and now he's gonna go over. Too close to the wall, he's not gonna save that one. Great run, but is it too late? Take a look at the Super Glue Blue to the action replay.
In the beginning of his run, he was a little bit slow to get going, but then he comes out here and he throws down this huge air after that backflip. Absolutely ginormous.
Let's take a look at our freestyle top 5. Coming in first, Cole Menard, Black Pearl with the run of the night. In second place, Mark List, El Toro Loco. In third, Tom Mentz, Max D. In fourth, Todd LeDuc in Blue Thunder. And rounding out the freestyle top 5, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Some big scores tonight. So Cole Menard going to get 12 points as we take a look at our final BKT overall point standings. Tom Mentz with 33, Adam Anderson with 30, Todd LeDuc 26, Cole Menard 23, and Mark List with 23 points. So Tom Mentz, the series points leader, going to get his 5th overall event championship trophy of the season. And he is downstairs right now with Leslie.
Tom, tonight, you took care of business. I mean, it wasn't easy, but you were able to get it done.
Man, it was. You know, most importantly, we've had a rough day at home. My dad had to go to the hospital. He's out, he's back home. And you know, nobody in my life ever believed in me more than that guy. And all it takes to be successful in life is to have one person believe in you. And he believed in me more than anybody. I owe my whole career to him. Thank you, Pops. I can't wait to get home and see you. You're gonna recover, buddy.
I thank you, Leslie. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Good night from Seattle, and we'll see you next time on Monster Jam.